Hey, and welcome to the Core 4 Show. I'm Coach Brandon Adams, and I am here to help you to understand how Core 4 can make a huge difference in your life, whether that be income wise, whether that be building a community of friends that are like minded. It just could be anything that Core 4 does. And so let's talk a little bit about how Core 4 achieves its goals. So, the first thing that you guys got to know, and I'm super excited because we have a great show today and we're going to be really learning about how the rich get richer. But the way this works is we want to make sure that you guys have the right mindset. And that's our journey. We're not financial advisors. We're just a group of individuals that really have come together as a community, as a team that's fighting to be able to live life at its fullest. Life is so short. You have to value your friendships. You have to value the relationships that you have. You have to make the world a better place while you're here. And all of us have the opportunity to do that. And the way that we do that is by living right ourselves, right? And so if we can show that we are making the kind of income and living the life that we want to live, other people can see that. And it's an energy flow that we want to create. And basically, that success is going to breed even more success. So, to give you an example, mindset, we work on mindset. That's like the big critical key. And outside of mindset, the next thing we work on is really how to understand what your 9 to 5 is really doing. A lot of people don't recognize that you're typically exchanging your time for a dollar, but you don't learn how to make money work for you. And so you work for money, money works for you. And that should be how we live our lives, but we don't. And then we have investments where we look for really extreme growth of our capital. And then finally, we look at retirement. And so that's a little bit slower long-term experience, but it still can actually happen very fast and you can achieve your retirement goals a lot sooner than you ever could imagine. And we're not saying that the centralized form, the banking systems, and all the rest of the stuff is bad. We're just saying that works, but we also have some other opportunities for you to join in with so that you can take a hard look at how you can keep your capital in your wallets or in your brokerage as opposed to giving your money to someone else. So self-custody of funds is so important to the Core 4 mantra. And a lot of times let me just tell you how we do it. So we do it through the Forex, which we're going to have some exciting news about Forex. We do it through binary options, and we have exciting things happening with binary options. We do it with yield farming, and then we've actually added a new I don't want to say platform, but a new investment model, an opportunity that we can look at that again provides you with self-custody. And I've been testing it and it fits all the boxes that we're looking for. So we could add 1,000 different ways to do it, but it's got to fit our model of self-custody. It's got to have proof of revenue. It's got to be something that's trusted. It's got to have something that's been around for a while in order for us to present it to you guys, because it's important for you to know that this is the journey that I'm on, that the Core 4 team is on. These are the people that are leading the community of Core 4. And you just want to make sure that you understand exactly that our journey is at the same risk of yours, right? But if the money's in your wallet, if the money's in your brokerage, if the money's under your control at all times, then it changes the things a little bit. So you got passive investing, you got active investing. And a lot of people are still asking, like, well, what are you really getting with Core 4? So you get, number one, you join Core 4, it costs $50 to join right now, just one time. And then you typically will get a discount on whatever the educational opportunity is or whatever the investment opportunity is. And remember, there's passive opportunities where you're letting your money work without your participation. And so that's one way to do it. And then we also have where you're actually actively educated on how to interact a little bit with your account so that your money grows. So that's what we do. And so the idea behind it is that everybody that's on this call tonight, realistically, we don't need you guys to be here, right? So we're not looking at it like we're not successful unless we have brought in a whole bunch of people into this environment. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're saying this is our journey, and this is how you join with us, and this is how you build with this particular community. And so there's people that are not going to like that, and that's okay. It may not be for everybody, but it's for us. So if you've been asking that, which I know most of you guys have come to me at some point and said, okay, so what is it about Core 4? Well, if you would have joined, there's a project out here that, I took off of the YouTube channel because I had done a review of AMSIS, or crypto program. And so I'm saying the name, and it's like this taboo to say the name publicly, AMSIS, or crypto program. Well, nobody's gotten paid from it. I put in an investment hoping to get a return passively. I gave my money, my self-custody money that I would normally do now, only self-custody, but back then I allowed someone else to hold my money that I did not know, hoping and praying that it would go right, and it didn't. And so then I do some videos because it was supposed to return in January. Oh, in December, actually. But it didn't in December, and then in January it didn't either. And so then it was like, oh, well, you're jeopardizing. No, I'm not. None of us have been paid. And so if you can't be honest and transparent and actually have an active working relationship with an entity, then what's the point of you giving your hard-earned money over to that, just hoping that you'll get some fantastic return? And so I bought the Kool-Aid. A bunch of people have bought the Kool-Aid in the past, but we don't buy that anymore. We make our own Kool-Aid. How about that? So right now, let's get up and understand that we start off with the core forecast. This is two dynamic individuals that are extremely intelligent, that are coming to you, bringing you information and education on what the financial markets are doing, the centralized financial markets, and how you can participate. And you get to follow along week after week after week to really learn whether or not what they told you in week 1 of this year to whatever week we're in now matches up. This is the whole point. You get to know the community and the leaders on a week-to-week basis. So just plug in and listen. And it may not sink in right away if this is your first or second or third time, but listen to what Chris and James are speaking on, and then see how it applies. Test it against the individuals that are working with or handling your money right now, and then contact Chris and James and see if maybe the way that you are handling your centralized finance, if it's matching up right. Because you don't have to commit to them, but the fact that they're a part of your community, they want to be helpful. So just join in that help, and let's bring on, without further ado, my good friend Chris. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Brandon. Hey, Core 4. Hey, Brandon. Happy Sunday.
Buddy. How are you feeling, first of all? I know your arm has been all busted up, and are you wearing a jacket? Is it cold where you are?
Well, it was a little cold with the AC blast, and I was hanging out with the girlfriend. We were watching some golf. We were watching some HBO, and just having a little decompression. I was in Seattle for the weekend for a conference, so I just got back, and just ready to tackle the markets this week.
That's excellent. So have you been watching the games, the basketball games?
They're all DVR'd. I've just been watching the highlights, and I don't want any spoilers from James. I know the PGA Championship's going on at Valhalla. It's Sunday. I'm sure it's over by now, but I haven't watched it yet, so James, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I looked at my phone.
All right, buddy. I'm signing off.
All right, thanks. Hey, everybody. So when we had our show last time, Core 4 was on the 5th, and I wanted to take a look and see, if you were in that session with us or checked out the recording, we were sitting right here in the markets coming into that week. So here is the 6th of May, and at that point, when we talked in Core 4, I said I'm pretty much sitting in two places where the markets have a reason to justify going to all-time highs, or the markets come back and fill this gap that Apple created the week before. And what we had happen over the last week is we had PPI data come out for the U.S. We had CPI data come out for the U.S. We have earnings consensus for the most part. The broad market has been actually optimistic. The broad market earnings have been overly positive, and the market has ran with that in a big way. And so that little April sell-off that we had, the reality is no news has really changed. I mean, yes, the Fed is possibly going to cut in September, maybe cut September, December. Inflation is still well above 2%, but the trend is going down. And this is what I think investors are getting somewhat excited about. You've got year-over-year inflation. You got the headline inflation as well as core inflation, both trending lower. Now, like I said, these two numbers well above the Fed's expected 2%, but at least it's trending lower. The market seems to be excited. One thing that we talk about here in Core 4 is what's the broad market telling us? What direction are we going? So, the trades I took the last couple of weeks were both directionally neutral. I was long the SPY and short the SPY. I was long the Qs and short the Qs. I was long the DIA and short the DIA, and I got paid to the upside. So we did have decent volatility. This is 4 straight weeks of marching to higher highs, so much so that we created, and this is exactly what I said we would do last week. If anybody was tuning into my stuff out there in the social media, I do a lot on YouTube through the week. But this is my one concern. We marched back for 4 straight weeks to an all-time high on the S&P, on the NASDAQ, and on the Dow. The Dow hit 40,000 for the first time ever and marks a doubling over the last 7 years, which if you do the math on that, if anyone's familiar with the rule of 72, if you take a 7-year span to double, the Dow's averaging around 10.28% per year annualized. And we crossed that 40,000 mark for the first time. So it's a big milestone. You can see here the DJI just over 40,000, and it did that in 7 years for a full doubling. But my concern, and this is an easier way to see it, if you can see my chart right here, I can go SPX, SPY, QQQ, DIA, and this is my concern going into the next couple weeks. We did march to highs, okay? So I obviously see that price is making higher highs. But what I pointed out last week is we're getting disagreement in price and momentum. So price is going higher, momentum disagreeing. We also have hidden bearish divergence on relative strength coming from overbought conditions. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily turning bearish, okay? I'm certainly not turning bearish, but I do think the market's going to pause, and a perfect time, and this is going to be a big week with one particular instance in earnings. We're wrapping up earnings season for Q1. The one big notable is going to be NVIDIA this week, which is going to be Wednesday after market. There's going to be Target out there before market, which would be a nice sign for the health of the consumer, whether they're spending. Retail sales have been softer. Toll Brothers will be out there for homes. Everyone wants to know, if Fed's going to cut rates, what do home prices look like? The 30-year mortgage dipped right around 7%, but it's been coming off the highs of 7.5%. But NVIDIA is a $2.31 trillion market cap company. It's top 5 in the world. It is a big enough move that if there's a surprise revenue beat, that's good, or there's a surprise miss, that's bad. NVIDIA has enough power and clout and market cap to drag the entire index with it, and that's all of them. Just like Apple did a couple weeks ago. Apple had decent earnings. They're having international growth struggles, but their massive buyback program got the market all excited. They went from 160 lows all the way to 180 plus. So NVIDIA will be a big mover this week. I do think the market's going to go with it. The way I'm probably going to play it this week is, well, I can play NVIDIA all by itself, which we're sitting here near these all-time highs, and I could see this happening one of two ways, and you can come back to next week's Core 4 and we can spot check this, but I can see NVIDIA earnings being so good that the market gaps up and gets all excited, and that's going to put in a short-term top because I think it's going to be hard to justify these all-time highs. So I could see NVIDIA doing, the final cherry on top for Q1 earnings and pushing these markets higher, and NVIDIA makes all-time highs once again, but fading that move afterwards. So I'm curious if we, hit the expected move or if we go well beyond the expected move. That's going to be what really is the market mover this week. And so same thing could be true on the indexes. If the SPY sitting here with an overbought condition with divergence and the Qs sitting here, I'm surprised on the weekly chart, this one didn't do the same thing because my Q chart here, you're going to see the same look. Overbought conditions, hidden bearish divergence, price and momentum disagreeing. You can see it on this chart. What's up with this chart? Okay, so I've got it on this chart stretching to those highs. I should see it on this one for whatever reason, but it's not. And then the Dow, same thing. So this does give me a little pause for concern moving to like sustained bullishness. So what I'm pointing out is NVIDIA is going to be the big market mover this week. The market for the most part has been really excited to push higher. If I go to just a little website here to show broad market strength, we're sitting at 69% of stocks above their 50 moving average and 70.5% of stocks above their 200 moving average. So broader market is in a buy zone, right? That's a good sign for market breadth. That's a good sign for broad market strength. But like I said, we're a little long in the tooth as far as the technicals go. I think that we're stretching the bulls to the upside a little bit, and I'm a little cautious moving forward just in the near term, okay? So how it plays out, if NVIDIA pushes higher and drags the markets with it, I can see us having gaps there and then filling the gaps in the coming weeks as May wraps up and maybe have a bit of a pause or correction going through June. Or if this melts up, becomes more ridiculous and we stretch for 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row. We're at 4 right now. We stretch for 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row. I'm going to turn a little bit more directionally bearish as we go into maybe August, September this year. But that would be a lot of summer bullishness if we just continue to proceed another 4, 5, 6 weeks ahead that are all bullish. So I think right now, NVIDIA is going to be a big one to watch. I'll certainly be playing it with Streamwise Capital. I want to know also, I'm not sure if Brandon said this, but the Forex service that Core4 has with Ghost Protocol is sitting up 28.3% year to date. So I just want to point that out because right now the S&P is up 11%. We're actually being led by utilities this year at 14.23%. That's outperforming consumer consumer discretionary is one of the worst ones. I mean, communication services and technology. Most people have been loading the buses on communication services and technology because of your household names, your Mag 7, but utilities, the sneaky little XLU, and I'm actually long XLU since 68, and that's doing really, really well along with other positions. So gold's been great. Silver's been great. Some dividend stocks been great. Very broad, diverse portfolio for Streamwise Capital. And we're sitting at all-time highs. Once again, everyone's pretty happy with the high watermarks and the balances. And Ghost Protocol up 28.3% year to date, and we're sitting here in May. So plenty of good trading ahead, and you can reach out to Brandon for more information on that. But from where I'm sitting for Streamwise, we're sitting pretty. I'm doing some profit protection coming into this last weekend. I had a lot of expirations for profit, so I'm going into condensing the portfolio, concentrating, becoming more diversified and a little bit less correlated going into the second half of the year because I want to make sure I can still continue to grind out the profits to finish the year in a strong way, regardless what the market does. Because this week with NVIDIA, it's going to be a mover. Thanks.
I love it. Thank you. And I love the fact that you are going back and looking at the history of what you've said on Core 4 and relating it to where we are now.
Sure.
So we can't actually, there's no crystal ball that really predicts the future, and you have no leading indicators, right? Everything is a lagging indicator. But you can tell that with the way that you approach it, that you have a high probability of getting stuff right. And you obviously have the historical statistics to prove it. So great job.
We're doing good. Thanks.
All right. So next up, do not give any spoilers. Okay.
The only spoiler, which isn't a spoiler, is Tiger didn't win because he didn't make the cut. So if he doesn't know that by now,
+7 didn't get the job done this week. Tiger.
No, not this week. Not this week.
I mean, isn't he a Masters guy now? Like, is he still competing with the young guys?
He's still up there. He's not a champion. He's 48, so he's still got a couple more years before he has to put on that Champions Tour hat. But I don't know. Look, James and I both just want the guy to win one more tournament, win another couple majors if he can. One more. That's all he needs. One more.
One more.
Right, will that edge him as the greatest ever?
Technically, for Sam Snead's 82 wins, which has an asterisk on it. I know James and I've talked a lot about that. But 83 wins for Tiger would cement him as the all-time winningest golfer with 83 tour wins.
If you had to pick a golfer of all time, who would it be?
Tiger,
no question.
No question.
Just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
No question.
All right, buddy, you're up. I'll talk to you.
All right, great. So I want to pick up with a couple of things that Chris talked about. So one of the things he talked about is energy sector. The energy sector, kind of very interesting. I've been doing a lot of research into it, and with the advancements in AI, like artificial intelligence, and how many people are using AI, there's an actual kilowatt or watt usage per search for Google searches, and for how, what that takes on the server side. Well, AI is 250 times more power draining than just your standard Google search. So that's one factor that's leading into the higher energy costs. The other is the increase in electric vehicles. That's another tax on the electrical grid as well in some states. And so you're seeing energy companies make more money faster than ever. Here in Florida, y'all don't come when I say this, please. We need to keep everything low. It's hot. You don't want to be here. It's 108 degrees today. But our energy costs just dropped like $2 per kilowatt hour this month. We just got that email today, actually, as a matter of fact. Another big announcement is Berkshire Hathaway with Apple. So Berkshire Hathaway just disclosed that they are selling off $789.4 million, which represents 13% of their holdings of Apple. And the other is they are increasing their stake in Chubb Limited, which is a insurance company. You have Tesla laying off 600 more employees, and then in kind of an interesting roundabout, Elon Musk, one of his biggest things, if you read his biography, which I'm on like chapter 85 right now, it's a long book, but if you read his biography, he talks in there about wanting to create small autonomous vehicles and create them by the millions in manufacturing and be able to have them be like taxis. You hit a button, it shows up to your house, takes you where you want to go, and you never really have to own a car if you don't want to. And so that was slated to be in the US, but because of US red tape, it's taken more time than ever. And so that has shifted to China. Interestingly enough, China is a very, very big pro EV country. Their EVs right now are going 600 to 800 miles on a single charge and charging faster. They even have like battery replacement facilities. You drive in, it drops the battery out, puts a new battery in, and loads you up, and you're off and on your way. So a lot of interesting things happening in the energy sector. Forex continues to be an amazing opportunity with what's going on with the yens. The Japanese yen crosses. There's been, Governor Ueda, who is the head of Bank of Japan, has said a couple of weeks ago, prior to our, we actually talked about this as well in the one on, I think it was May 5th, if I remember correctly. But Governor Ueda had said, hey, look, we're going to be intervening in our currency and looking to strengthen the currency. And so that prompted, good luck trying to guess when that's going to happen. Well, it happened, and Core 4 was a benefit because of Ghost Protocol, as well as all of you guys had the potential to benefit from that as well. We also have, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, really small company. They only manage like $22 trillion. So, real small. They said their CEO, Larry Fink, came out and said, look, Japan is one of the best places that we see for growth potential right now, with the Nikkei, which is their stock market, hitting an all-time high. First time it only took 34 years between one high and the next high. So while we're doing it in 7 years, and in some cases months, it took them 34 years. Well, their economy, there's a drastic need for people who are of age to work, because they have a very big population issue. But with automation and AI and different things, that's BlackRock's position, is that they have an investment opportunity. Now, slated for this week, announcement-wise, we have Canadian inflation. We have Royal Bank of New Zealand monetary policy statement. This one will be interesting because they're suspected to go to stay at 5.5%. However, Royal Bank of New Zealand was the first country to raise their interest rates during the inflation, to combat inflation. And so will they be one of the first to cut? We will see. They're insignificant when you compare it to the US and Europe, etc. But, overall, they were the leaders. We have a bunch of what's called Purchasing Manager Index, which that's kind of a precursor to growth in the country. And then we have consumer sentiment coming in on Friday. So slower news week that'll affect all markets. But overall, we have, like Chris said, NVIDIA earnings. That should be another hot one. But I caution, because I've been looking and breaking down earnings reports this past few weeks. And one of the interesting things from those earnings reports is that while profits are at all-time high, unit turnover, meaning how many units that they sell, or inventory turnover, which is called a turnover ratio, that has actually gone down. So they're selling less, making more comparatively to years without inflation. So that's like a no craps Sherlock situation. So I look at that and say, how long will that last? And when it's a matter of when there is a market correction, right? I don't think it's going to be doom and gloom. I hate those painted pictures. But one of the things that I do, and Brandon, you know as well that I do, is I teach people how to have and how to protect their retirement with 0% loss. And if you're ever interested in that, please feel free to reach out to me directly, or I put my website underneath my name today, www.onelifefl.com, or just email me directly, bishopj86@gmail. I don't mind sharing that with you guys, and look forward to being on Core 4 next week, bud.
Yes, excellent job. I mean, what you're able to provide to the community in terms of investment is absolutely fantastic. And then the critical way that you're actually approaching your education and using that as a tool for everyone's benefit is fantastic. Most people don't understand that you want somebody on your team. Like when I have a basketball team, I know that I have a point guard. I know there's a role that needs to be played. I know if I have a shooting guard, there's a role that needs to be played. But then you have dynamic players and then you have role players. And so what the Core 4 community has to understand is that we have a group of dynamic players in James, in Chris, in Eric, in India, in Sonia, like, and I hope I didn't forget anybody, but in myself, but it's wild for all the things that people are saying that they want. Core 4 offers 100% of that. And it's in an authentic way that you guys as a community can evaluate us and make a determination on whether or not. There's three things we look at. The first is subject matter expertise, right? The second is, are you being the best version of yourself? Look at our consistency on the show. Why did we not have the show last week, James? Because it was Mother's Day, right? But we're back here sharing our journey. Whether there's 10,000 people, there's none that decide to join, this journey has to be journalized or chronicalized or whatever you want to say it, so that people can really go back and evaluate who we are. And that tells you about our character and what we want to create. So thank you for that. And then finally, you want to surround yourself with people who inspire you. And I tell people that all the time as a coach or whatever. When I know that I have someone like you and Chris and Eric and India and Sonia, like it I don't want to say it makes me breathe easier, but what it does is it lets me know that I'm heading in the right direction, right? And the way that you guys interact with each other and your loyalty towards each other, that integrity should inspire the world that's trying to get to a different place. So I say that to you with all due respect to you, James, and it means a lot. And it means a lot to me. It means a lot to our family. Chris, I'll bring Chris on. Means a lot to me, a lot to our family. India, I'm gonna bring you on. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to our family. Eric, I'm bringing you on. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to our family. Look at this community, and this is real. Except I want to know what Eric is eating. All right, thank you, James. All right, guys. So, hear me out. Like, we're about to have an unbelievable experience for all of us, and just join us. So let's talk a little bit about what the Core 4 report is. Each week I try to tell you guys a little bit. I don't say as much about what we're doing with the Forex. Like Chris is a Forex master, and so he knows the Ghost Protocol team just as well as I do, and kind of what they're doing, and he's proud of them. But at the end of the day, we have something else that's going to come out. And, Chris, I actually talked to you about this, about how, we're basically going to take the service down, and we're eventually, Ghost Protocol is interested in building a robot. Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, we talked about last week.
And so the beauty is that, we're trying to help. What did they say, Chris? What are some of the robots getting that we're trying to build? What would you say in terms of pips?
I mean, anywhere between the full automated robots are getting somewhere between like 300 and 500 pips a week usually.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Thank you, buddy. I just wanted people to hear that. Not from me. I don't even want you to hear from me. like 300 to 500 pips a week. That's a great deal. And so, and there's automation there. And what does that automation truly mean for you? That most of us don't want to have to do any work, right? It's a set it and forget it. There's something out here called sci-fi. And so I like it, set it and forget it. So this is kind of the same idea of set it and forget it. And so when that comes out for us at Core 4, well, you're going to have even more empirical evidence. When you talk about 300 to 500 pips a week, look, you put $1 down on each one, then that's $300 to $500. You put $10 down, that's whatever that is, 3,000 to 5,000, whatever. It just keeps going and going. And so you have to figure out for you, but I want you guys to know that when we start reporting the results of, because it's harder with Ghost Protocol because, they're up 28%, but they're coming to us and saying, listen, automation might be better because I get a lot of feedback that people don't want to do much work. Now, people love the yield farming, right? Because what's happening with yield farming is fantastic. You're able to kind of do a little bit of analyzing. You get to choose what you want, and it's very consistent and it's very safe, and it's beautiful. So you got Forex. You also got binary option. We're going to bring on Coach India, and she's going to talk a little bit about what she's done to really change the direction of what her course is to provide you with even safer accuracy. I always say that binary options is gambling, with a strategy. But when you can improve the strategy because she had some losses, and she's very transparent about that because this is a journey. It's a transparent journey. And so now she's trying to make it so those losses don't even come as quick or as whatever. Like, it's just powerful. But that's a little bit more active, right? So now you've got passive with the robots for Forex. You've got very active with binary options. You've got somewhat active with yield farming. And now we have a Coinbase trader where the money is actually sitting in your Coinbase and you hook an API to it, which is basically like a bot. And so it trades for you. And what's interesting is the risk is that it will buy low and then the token or the coin goes lower, and then it will buy some more low. But for last week, I did 13% for the week. That's just fantastic. And it's only trading a certain amount of your principal. So it may only trade 10% of the principal that's in there. So you would have gotten 10% on that. If I got 5,500, and then you get 10% on that. But guess what? This money is in your wallet. It's in your brokerage account. And there is the reason why the Coinbase trader is a part of our team right now of platforms and projects that we present to the community. It's been going on now since 2020. The gentleman that actually wrote the script for it has been doing this for the last 24 years. Very accountable. And it's an opportunity where we as a community can thrive because it's going to get between, let's say, 8 to 10% a month. And it just stays in your wallet. So whenever you want your money, it's right there. You can either manually sell whatever the tokens are that are being traded, and it's just like a money machine. It's just scraping and scraping and scraping. So it sells high and it buys low. It sells high and it buys low. If it goes lower and it feels like it's just in a cycle that it's moving to go back up, especially since we're approaching a bull run, it does great. And so a couple of months ago, I got almost 100%. So I tell everybody, just look for about 8% for the Coinbase trader. If you are interested in the Coinbase trader, I'm going to share the link, but just contact us and we'll tell you all about it, because again, this is about us being able to keep custody of our money, having it grow. And in this case, it's 100% passive. All I do is I check it every day. And whenever you want your money, it's already sitting in Coinbase. You've got it instantly, immediately. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Coach Eric. Coach Eric, I know you're on vacation. I'm extremely jealous. You know, I played basketball for Miami. You're in Florida. I see those sunny skies. It must be because you're making all that money that you're out there in Florida. How you doing? Man, I apologize, but I need you to turn that mic on because we can't hear you, buddy.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There we got you.
Sorry, guys, a little noisy. I am in this restaurant here. There's a beach behind me. We're upstairs. Just watched an awesome sunset. I don't know if you can see that behind me. And the reason that is happening is because I'm trading right now, you know, so this is the beauty of the pools. I'm out here on a meeting right now we're starting a fund, an investment fund that you guys will be able to get into. So everything's done for you. You can't make it any easier than that. Registered with the SEC. It's audited. It's a real thing. I'm flying out to Nashville next week to do that. And all I'm doing is trading, just doing the same trading that I teach people how to do in the course, that the master class that's available to you guys. I'm doing about 1% per day right now because I'm trading people for money for people professionally. I try to target at least 1% a day. So that takes me about an hour a day of work. But for the people in the course, if you're not trying to get 1% a day, you can get about 10% a month without ever really looking at the thing. Maybe look at it once every week or once every 2 weeks. And yeah, the beauty of trading liquidity pools is what I'm talking about. You're just providing liquidity for major DeFi exchanges, and they pay you handsomely for that. And actually, one of my biggest clients that I trade for is right here, my brother. They do work it. Yeah. So we're trying to get to that point that you're talking about, to give the fund for the people who don't even have an hour every 2 weeks to get their 10%. So for those people, we'll create the fund and create that opportunity here for you guys on Core 4. But look, for now, if you take the course, it's no kidding. I mean, you just make money.
I love it. And I'm a testament to that. And I know that there were some updates you were going to be doing on the course. Have you finished those yet?
I finished the videos, but it's not any urgency to put them up right now, because the reason I was putting them out is because the Solana blockchain was kind of slowing down, but now it's going okay. I mean, it's not fantastic, but we're getting the most yield on the Orca exchange, so on the Solana blockchain. So I don't want to just throw that out there right now because I don't feel like we're going to get as much yield on the course updates. I am going to put them out just so that people are aware of some other alternatives. And the next couple of weeks coming up, I'm looking at all the exchanges on Base, which are really hot right now, and a few other ones. And I think we're going to get an even bigger bang than we're getting on the Solana blockchain right now. So that's kind of what and rather than take the time out to edit all those videos, I'm kind of focusing on checking out. I'm meeting with some big shots in the whole crypto industry, and you know, they gave me some things to look at that I want to take a few minutes to look at and see whether you know, we can even do better to make it even easier for you guys to do maybe 15% a month. Just check it once every 2 weeks. So the whole claim to fame to my course compared to the other people that are in teach you how to trade LPs is that I get someone who has no experience whatsoever, and within 5 hours they can be up and trading. Whereas with the other courses, they charge you a heck of a lot more money, and you're not going to be into trading for a couple of weeks because they're just taking you a long way around. So yeah, there's the overview for this week. Look, things are going great for me because I'm doing these pools. You can do it too. You don't have to be a fund manager. Just imagine being able to make 10 or 15% a month in your sleep, basically. Like I say, I mean, I'm trading right now here at the beach. You know, there's the moon's coming out. I'm trading. I'm still making money.
Listen, man, you know, I'm very proud of you, and I love that sunset. And this is the example that we want to be able to give to the community. And you actually tell people what you're trading in. And so thank you. So go enjoy, and I'll talk to you this week.
All right. God bless you guys.
Bye-bye. Listen, that's just incredible. What an amazing opportunity for us to, you know, really be in conversation and dialogue with people who are out here who are demonstrating not only the success, but then actually showing us how to do it. You know, not only just in their lives, but they're helping us to do it. So Eric is doing a fantastic job. So now we're going to move on to binary options. Here we go. India.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
All right. Let me share this screen for you.
Okay, awesome. So, as you mentioned earlier, about 2 weeks ago, we took some losses, and last week I spent a lot of time testing and just kind of revamping and looking at some other options that were more profitable, just in the overall perspective. So I updated the course, I added that information to Blue Chips Academy, and this past week, the results kind of spoke for themselves based on those adjustments. So our weekly winning rate was 110 out of 13, profited 13.63%, and just taking more of a direct and I would say more calculated approach. So I'm excited about what's to come, now that we kind of have those adjustments in place, and there's also some bonuses that I added to the course as well for students that are already involved. So yeah, just excited about that.
So, and I'm proud of you. So, yes, we love the transparency. So you lost, you reported those losses. So you have like a community, like a small community that you're trading with and really helping them, that's separate from people that are doing it just on their own.
Right.
And so everybody lost together. Right. And so what I will tell you is that not one of the students, not one of the community complained. And that's because they believe in you. Absolutely. And so this is a journey. And we've already said that this is gambling with the strategy. You to come back and be able to get a profit of 13%. I know that you did way more trades. You did almost 300 trades, but you still got over 80% the week before. And that's still incredible. So way to make an adjustment. A lot of times coaches, when they see that they're in a position where they're going to lose, I always tell people that you win for you play for yourself, but you win for your coach.
Absolutely.
So the way you're winning for your students and your players is awesome. So great job, young lady.
Thank you.
One of the things that I just got a question. I may have missed this part, but how much is the course to learn how to trade? If you want to learn how to trade, on the binary options, it's $500. If you buy the course outside of Core 4, it's $750. And I know that India is raising that price pretty soon, but it's $750 if you buy it outside of that. To become a member of Core 4, it's $50, and then you can get the course from India for $500, and then you will learn how to trade. If you are interested in yield farming, then the course is $2,900, if I'm not mistaken, if you buy it outside of Core 4. If you buy it inside of Core 4, then it's $650. In both cases, all the money that you invest is your money. So it's not like we get a percentage of it or what have you. There's none of that affiliate marketing type of stuff. So the idea is that we're an education-based resource for you. And so Coach India, myself, Chris, James, Eric, we're here to support you guys through the process and ask any questions and be accountable for what it is that we're doing in our lives and what we're supporting you to do. So I hope that answers your question. Yep, I just got the comment, so I want to make sure, and I appreciate you being on the call and listening to what it is that we're offering to all of us. So I've taken the course, love the adjustments in the course. Eric's course is great. That's one of the reasons why I'm really looking forward to some of the new additions of what he's going to be adding to streamline our way. We're all looking for passive income, like immediate passive income, sure. But in this case, you're being a little bit more active. And so if I can be just a little bit more active and increase my return, then that means that I'm kind of getting paid more for the work that I do. And so what Eric is offering is saying, okay, expect 10% if you do absolutely nothing but just check it. And he said an hour a week. It really takes less than that. It's almost like 10 minutes a week if you want to be at an 8 to 10% return. But if you want more than that, then there's a little bit more that goes into it. But also with respect to what Eric is saying, the tools that he's going to be providing in the course will bump that up to almost 15% and doing that same 10 to 15 minutes worth of work a week. So just kind of look out for that in your journey of doing your due diligence and your research. And just remember, I always want you guys to think about keeping custody of your money in your own wallet or your own exchanges, so that you really have a sense of peace. Someone this week contacted me and was like, "Hey, I got this great opportunity. It's only $10 to join." And I don't even know what to say about that. It's because it's still all about, tell everybody. Everybody's got $10, and if you get 1,000 people under you because it goes viral, but then the idea, and then one of the comments was, hopefully it will last till the end of the year. Like, I mean, $10, is that a lot of money? Yeah, it really is. It's just I'm not feeling good about it. Not when I have the opportunity to invest in a Core 4X robot, that is getting. I could take that same $10 and it might get 300 pips off of that. Like, I'd rather build for that personally. The Coinbase Trader, it costs $3,500 to get the Coinbase Trader. There is no extra discount for that for being a Core 4 member. But why is it that I'm still promoting it and supporting it? Is because it works. So if it works, it works. And I want you guys to have a discounted price to get stuff. But if I can't do it and it works and it's really giving us an opportunity to be diverse in our financial portfolio, then of course I'm going to do it. I'm going to share it. So I appreciate your comment, Coach Rashid. Yes, Coach India is resilient and a rock star for sure. We're rocking with you. Thank you, Coach Rashid. Thank you for trusting Core 4. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for being a friend. A lot of us don't understand that, look, we're friends. We want the very best for everybody, right? So it can't just be about, let me see if I can, tell somebody about some $10 to $1,000 and you make X amount in return. None of these scams out here are paying out as much as what Chris and James and India's course and Eric's course, the Coinbase Trader, that none of them are paying the same. But you've got to take all this risk and hope that you can get something viral out of it so you can make some real money, because the real money is in sharing it and getting other people to be under your link and all the rest of the stuff. There has to be, are we sane? Like, when does it stop? I don't disagree with MLM. I don't even disagree. I would like for Core 4 to eventually have us in a situation where we can charge, $120 a month, but I need us to have, as a recurring charge so that we can build for our community too. But guess what? I want it to be a self-custody MLM model. What does that mean? That you still have your same brokerage, but that we have proven winners when you're with Core 4. So there's a reason why, and we can give amazing discounts for being a member of Core 4, because you've got all this new money that you can spend on your family and on your life and on your legacy. So all of this other stuff that's out here is just hard for me to swallow. I care about these people that are out here promoting these things just because they're on a wonderful journey with us, but it's just the direction. It's complicated because they're not crazy people, but they see a vision as like, oh, I got, all of these people that I can get involved in it. No. Let's see your success from it first and only. Let's measure that. And who's the community of people that you trust? And week after week after week, it's like there's this new leader that comes out that found this program and I'm now joining it. Who's this person? And where did they come from and why? And why are all these excuses about delays and, they're trying to figure this out and they're trying to figure that out, but you can still sign up and put $500 up as a minimum and you'll lock your spot in and all the rest of the stuff. Like, we're still falling for that. We're still going for it. Like, let's deal with the truth. And the truth is that there are traders out here that are very good traders. There are. And there might be some projects out here, some platforms that have a chance. But why risk it with custody of your funds when, yeah, you might make a lesser percentage, have to do slightly a little bit more work, and maybe it's completely passive like some of the projects that we offer here. But let's sleep better at night. And so $10 is $10. And if you have time to talk to somebody about a $10, $100, or $500 program, then you have a chance to say, okay, well, let me tell you about how I'm making money with Coinbase Trader, with Coach India, with Coach Eric, with Coach Chris, with Coach James. Talk to them about that, because you know that money that you're making is going to be there because of the self-custody aspect of it. So why not tell them about that and be strong with your commitment, and to know that, yes, it may take you 6 months to get to that same spot where it might take you 2, 4, I don't know, a month to get to. But the return of that is that you don't have to say, well, I hope this lasts till December. So you're basically hustling people to get yours, and then you're going to go find the next thing. I don't even know how to describe that. It doesn't fit with the core 4 agenda, and maybe I lose a friend or two for saying it, but I hope that at some point they realize that they can circle back on this and come back to me or come back to our team, and we will welcome them, because I know that it's hard out here. But what is sad is that when you're in the same place that you were a year ago today, and you have the opportunity, look, I'm better off now that I've been a part of Core 4 than I was before. And I'm going to tell you, my family sleeps better at night knowing that we're on our way, where we made some serious money. I mean, serious thousands of dollars that we were receiving in the cesspool of all of this crypto platform BS. But we knew that it could end. We were like, I hope this one lasts. Come on, stop that. Not when we have these opportunities for you. And the way the rich get richer is they don't make these insane mistakes. Like, you can improve the quality of your life. There are opportunities out here that are real. And maybe there's a way, and that's what I would like to hopefully get to with Core 4. Maybe there is a way that we could create some form of an affiliate after we've proven that we've gotten 1,000 people successful and being able to sleep well at night, that can ignore all of these other opportunities and the shenanigans that are out there. I challenge you to ignore it. See, I'm a coach, and I recognize that I can't win a game until my students or my players have enough information about how the game is played. And then they have to have enough individual skill set so that they can apply it when certain patterns present themselves on the floor. And then they have to work as a team and as a unit. That's not unlike any of you guys have to do out here. If you expect to make any money, you're going to have to learn a little bit about the industry and not say that I don't have no time. I just want to be passive only. If that's what you want to be, then this is not even for you, because I still want you to learn what's going on. Like, I'm not trying to make things easy. If it can be easy, that part's fine. And there's some things that we do here that's really easy. It is. But at the same time, you need to learn it. Because when the times get tough on the basketball court, and I see that my players can't respond, it's because they don't have enough experience with those particular patterns and knowing which skill sets are the highest probability of success. And now that we've recognized the patterns of this crypto community or from the financial markets in general, why would you ever let anybody else trade your money but Chris Pulver? Ask yourself that. If you are going to give somebody your money, why would you let anybody else but Chris Pulver trade your money? Oh, well, you're a trader yourself? Okay. So we'll give you Chris's empirical results, and then let's revisit that. If I had a chance right now, as good of a basketball player as I was, I got some ridiculous compliments about the way I play. I was good, and I was hard to guard. but I was never harder to guard than any NBA player that played my same position, because I didn't play in the NBA and I didn't deserve it, because I didn't make the sacrifices to get the subject matter expertise in those particular positions based on those patterns and being able to immediately apply the skill needed when the pattern window presented itself. And then I jump through, and then from me jumping through, I have success. I didn't deserve it. I didn't put in the work. So here we've taken a lot of the work out by calling stuff passive or semi-passive. So how did the rich get richer? It's a very easy comment. We're going to close with it. They mind their business. And I hope this week you can go through and say, how do I mind my business? And where are the people and the team of people that I'm going to work with to help me mind my business? I got about 6 people that help me to mind my business. And those same 6 people, maybe 7, including myself, can help you too. And why are we doing it? Because we care and we want to build community, and we want to shut down, like everybody doesn't have to be successful or have to have the same goals and patterns of information. But what we do want to do is put you in a position where you have children or you have a legacy that you're trying to build and you're disappointed. I don't want our community to feel that way anymore. It's authentic, we're transparent, it's real. So I love to say, I love you, whether you like it or not. And the reason why I'm not going to focus deeper on how the rich get richer is because they keep a lot of their stuff a secret, and they don't tell people what they're doing. And there's things that we don't tell you here at Core 4, not publicly. Privately, we'll talk about it. And so as you become a deeper member of Core 4, you'll start to learn those things, because the community will start sharing them and giving you other ways to diversify your income so that you can achieve the results that you want. And it's transparent. It's right there in front of you. It's just that they just don't know you, and they don't want you to know without making sure that you're right for that opportunity. So one of the things that I tell people is that the rich get richer because they associate themselves with people that inspire them. But what I want you to do is be inspiring. Be a reason that somebody wants to be around you and get to know you. Focus out as opposed to just inward, and you will find that people will be a part of your life the same way you want to be a part of theirs. As you get to know me, you'll realize that I have a lot of people that inspire me. All of the members that you guys saw today inspire me. And I trust them, I support them, I believe in them, and I care about them. And that's why they're here every week, because I know that I'm doing something that's inspiring them. So I just want to say to you guys, thank you for being a part of the Core 4 show, being a part of the Core 4 community, being a part of the Core 4 family. We'll be back next week, and we'll have more information to give to you and another week to prove to you that we are here for you. Good night, and God bless.